Man, woman, birth, death, infinity.
Lake writing. If I ask myself why I write about lakes, again and again the task of keeping on course. I think how the lake veers and veers, always left. I start that way, land bulked on my right for my abler hand to be sure. I and the witless other hand still feeling, open to water, half-trained, shaping and stopping intervals on rounded strings sounding in the mind, till the right hand takes and makes it music, the view from the lake road. Orienteers tell us walkers in the unmarked wild circle, I forget, left or right. Lakeside, circling a forgotten lake that forgets water. I am walking ahead on that shore, uncompassed. I could go down past the fraying edge, where patterns rise and spread, and another togetherness begins. Lake calls the course. I will not turn from all it views and is, nor from the unsought, arising unsure at the corner of my eye. This I walk by, that lives in unfocused attending. Lake room is mind enough, a mortal mould. Another side waits out of sight, it and its weather. You can walk the lake's ring in measurable time, mind-size, poem fit. Think a lake inside living. Run by daylight round it with shortening shadows of the further shore, and surge running to sunrise.
Lorenzo Lawrence walked an elephant south until the name and walk were one, noteworthy as the gentle beast himself, called Maharaja, who trashed his wagon and for this offence was put off the train to get from Edinburgh to Manchester on foot in 1872. At the museum, soft tissue is gone, but there is no doubting his kind in the bare armature of solidity and greyness, and between his tusks the notion of a trunk with strength enough to curl air round the air to feed or bathe him.
Don't look at me. 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 Look at me. Look at me. Don't 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 look at me. Look at me. Don't 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 look at me. Look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. That way. That way. That makes me want to burn my bones. To get the touch of your eyes off of me.
Oh sì, guardato la pioggia da ogni angolatura e ho guardato dal basso, ho guardato, sì signore, dal punto più in alto, ho guardato attraverso ogni goccia che ho visto cadere da una foglia e ho guardato di lato tra gli occhi, la montatura degli occhiali, ho guardato attorno e ho guardato a sinistra, ho guardato le gocce sul parabrezza e ho visto le sue gambe rovesciate, ho le sue gambe ancheggiare via, ho visto la pioggia scivolare, ho dimorato all'interno del cristallo, le ho viste strisciare giù, ho ascoltato il ciacalio, dentro nelle grondaie, seduto nella pioggia, ho camminato dentro la pioggia, non importa se mi entrava negli occhi, ho fatto promesse nella pioggia e le ho rotte, sopra il tettuccio della macchina e aspettato, aspettata, sì, oh.
I won't cover for you anymore. I won't give you a weak smile when you've given me flowers after you've whooped my... I wake up thinking about ways to avoid your wrath. I brush my teeth, check my clothes and my hair, hoping they're good enough for you. I know how much you hate for me to be too individual, too unique. There's a mold that pleases you and I try to fit it to avoid displeasing you. I get in the car more cautious, knowing any mistake, even someone else's, will be my fault, and when it happens, I'm nauseous. Like the time that the headlight went out and you questioned me like a criminal. The time I missed my ride and had to walk home and you pressed my face to the concrete. I can still smell the lingering fumes from the road. I come back to my very own home, and if you decide, I can get it right there on the yard for all to see. This is what you do to me. You broke my leg, and then when I didn't show up, you told people I was lazy. I have brain trauma from multiple blows to the head, and you said that you don't trust me with your money because I'm hazy. I get black eyes for not following directions that change every day. You told me I was ugly, dumb, different, and undesirable, and that's what gives you these rights. But since the day we met, you've been asking for it every night. You say the only way I'll ever make it in this world is to follow your every rule. And that's what I've been trying to do. But it doesn't matter. If just the slightest scene of what you consider to be ungrateful, you're hateful, and I keep pretending to be thankful for the crumbs that you provide. I go to work, and when people ask about us, I put my hand to my heart and I say that you love me and that I love you. And I tell them you bring me flowers. I don't tell them that last night I tried to tell you how I was feeling, attempted to express my heart, tell you that I was frightened and afraid and you had me feeling lonely and put out. Tell you that something as simple as getting in the car had me needing therapy, but you couldn't hear me. You got so angry at me for asking you to do better that you called me out my name, cursed me and spit on me, blamed me for all of our problems. You beat me for complaining about getting beat. And now I won't cover for you anymore. I won't tell people that you were raised bad. I won't tell them that you're naive. I can't tell them that if you knew better, you'd do better. Cause it ain't true. You love whooping on me. It's what you're wired to do. I used to think that we needed our shared love, but now I know that you need my presence, my silence, and my ignorance more. You are only open to hear the thoughts inside of your own head. And if I continue to expect more from you soon, I know I'll be seeing red. With that said, I'm done. You keep your flowers, the ones you give me when I take it without a word. I won't cover for you anymore, America.
I wonder about how much we have, if that much is enough, if anyone can do the sum. All the time I begged for sags like spare cloth, skimming the hips of men. There are parts of the day I had never come face to face with. Now they make themselves known like unworked muscles ache the morning after a joyous dance. 9:15 is passing comment. Now it speaks to me in its mother tongue. It arches its back, stretches out, takes up space. A tall shadow on the garden grass. I wonder when my dream will only take place indoors. Last night my thoughts rolled along a coastal road. I didn't recognize the water or the soft shape of the rock. Maybe one day I'll go.
What a time to be alive. Nature drowning in culture, chaos swallowing order. What to do when you don't know where to begin? What's left to do when later looks like a has-been? Can we clear these troubled skies or clouded minds by refocusing, reflecting, forgiving ourselves, reconnecting? Because if we believe that 1 million steps become one giant leap, then what a beautiful world this could be. Oh, what a time to be alive.
I was excited, and I was going to go with another writer I'd met at another book reading a few days earlier. And I clicked going on the Facebook event, and I felt good about this. That morning, I went on a chocolate factory tour in Bushwick, and I coped with leaving the apartment and getting on the subway and finding the factory and being around people. And I chatted over hot chocolates and croissants with hazelnut butter. And I was excited about going to the book party that night. And I felt okay. I went back to the apartment so that I wouldn't get too worn out before the book party. And Nia messaged to say she was worn out and couldn't make it. And I was disappointed, but still felt okay. and ate lunch, and had a little nap, and looked at the clock, and read emails, and looked at the clock, and wrote a poem, and looked at the clock. At 4:58, I checked how long it would take me to get to the book party, and it would take 47 minutes. And that was okay, because all I had to do was brush my teeth and put on my shoes. And I checked the route again in case there was a different way, and it was still okay, because all I had to do was brush my teeth and put on my shoes. And I looked at a different map to check the route, and it was okay, because all I had to do was brush my teeth and put on my shoes. And I looked at a video of Dorothea reading one of her poems, and it was okay, because all I had to do was brush my teeth and put on my shoes. But I couldn't face brushing my teeth, or putting on my shoes, or leaving the apartment, or seeing other people, even if I didn't interact with them, just seeing them. And getting on the subway, and finding the venue, and being around more people. And I didn't cry because even though often there's no actual reason when I cry uncontrollably during the day or at 2 a.m., right then I didn't need to cry. I couldn't cry. I just couldn't leave. I couldn't.
Por un minuto de vida breve, única de ojos abiertos.
For 1 minute of fleeting life, the only one in which eyes are open.
Por un minuto de ver en el cerebro flores pequeñas, danzando como palabras en la boca de un mudo.
For 1 minute of seeing small flowers dance in the brain like words in a mute person's mouth.
Has construido tu casa. Has emplumado tus pájaros. Has golpeado al viento con tus propios huesos.
You've built your house. You've put feathers on your birds. You've struck the wind with your own bones.
Has terminado sola lo que nadie comenzó.
Alone you finished what no one began.
Una mirada desde la alcantarilla puede ser una visión del mundo.
A glimpse from the gutter can become a complete worldview.
La rebelión consiste en mirar una rosa hasta pulverizarse los ojos.
Rebellion consists of gazing at a rose until your eyes are reduced to dust.
Have you seen my Kai? Kai's about so high and was wearing a blue beanie. The fringe falling across one oko whenever they looked at you. The last time I saw them, they looked gniewna. Said that Róża was worm-eaten and pulled 2 petals right off with a flick of their wrist. When I opened the książka, they said it was only fit for babies in long majtki pants. I thought they liked the pictures as much as I did. We'd climb out onto the dach and smoke together. It made me cry when they drwiła, but Kai told me to stop as it only made me ugly. Kai's grandmother says they took their skates to meet the boys in the market square. Slammed the door before she could przeżegnać się and they were gone. Kai, Kai, my Kai. I heard you calling. I heard your voice. Though it was daleko, I knew that it was you. Kai, Kai, my Kai. I'm certain it was you. Na pewno, pewno. Even though snow was falling, it covered up your footprints. Although the wind was moaning and wilki wolves answered it. Stars had blood in their eyes and I was weary. I heard you calling me.
Daleko. Daleko. Can you see me?
I hear you calling.
I'm standing on the opposite shore.
I'd know your voice anywhere.
I watch you go about your daily lives, your routines. Coffee, latte or black. Answering messages, doing some chore.
Though it's daleko, I can tell it's you.
If, just supposing, just saying, If you saw me, if you could see me, if there was some way, even then.
I heard you calling.
But if you knew.
I'd know your voice anywhere.
Could you? Don't make me hope. My heart is breaking. If. Gdyby tylko.
Though it's daleko.
It hurts so much. Could you reach that far? Tak daleko.
Daleko. Daleko. Though it's daleko, I know it's you.
Still watching ghosts. Testamentary farewells sunk amid sandstone bollards, gridlock, corroded moss, black mould, pale concrete fatigue. We should not be here on this cliff top, feet a quake, unsteady with rising damp. Eyes rimed with salt, flung from shoulders of mariners' wives. Homesick, addled, stricken by virus, we push for oxygen through iron-webbed duplicity. Dodge the fierce splayed gid of gunpowder. Below jackhammer, bulldozer, pile driver, listen to us scratch, our scour and scrape in our patient, almost there, under earth of tactical withdrawal. This was never our natural state. We can only wait for ocean's ebb to countermand, to birth again our true inheritance.
Él es José. Tiene 50 años. Y aunque suene algo tarde, aún es soltero. Le rompieron el corazón 3 veces. La tercera decidió dejar de intentar. En su lugar prefirió aprender a tocar una música romántica tradicional de un pueblo que veía. Sí, en francés. Quizás aprender a cantar en otro idioma quite más tiempo que pensar en el amor.
Dans un sentier près de chez nous, vivait Léonard, vivait le loup, il sanglait comme les enfants.
¿Pero es posible dejar de sentir amor? No lo sé. El amor no es decir te amo. Las palabras no alcanzan. Hay una distancia entre vos y la idea que tengo de vos, lo inabarcable, lo eterno. A todo eso le dicen amor. El amor existe en infinitas formas y tamaños, tiempos, lugares, incluso cuando está escondido, callado. Los enamorados somos unos adictos al placer, masoquistas apasionados. No hay opción, José. Esa forma en que me hipnotizás con tu música. Es que yo solo soy yo cuando somos nosotros. Soy presa de tu voz, sueño que me soñás. José tiene 50 años y aún está soltero. Ya no cree en el amor. A veces sé que se siente solo, pero no está solo. No. No está solo si está solo conmigo.
Un sentier près de chez nous, vivait Léonard, vivait le loup. Léonard était roux comme Louis Saint-Pierre, le loup était noir.
The house looked like home that evening in May. Honeysuckle entwined in hazel, oak breaking into leaf, the kitchen windows facing the hills. It rains the day we're handed the key, linoleum curling in corners, damp patches on ceilings, blinds we can't raise. A marble rolls in an empty drawer. Heads down, eyes not meeting, we sweep and scrub. We turn up the radio, unpack boxes, place our books on shelves. Darkness tells us it's time to rest. Lifting the bedside lamp from the car, we hear the Avonbeg at the end of the road, smell hay in our neighbour's field. A horse whinnies, Venus unlocks the sky.
the driver. I am the driver. On a journey to somewhere. I'm not willing to stop. I will not stop. Because I'm heading somewhere. Somewhere important. But don't bother me now. I don't have time to talk. I have to rush. Maybe some other day. Some other day.
Leader. Here is a little song to comfort you. Sing it to yourself softly, simply, just as you are. Robert Schumann to Clara Schumann, July 1840. His scent still rose off my skin. My pores exuded the impress of his hand, and my throat whimpered want when the bouquet of songs arrived, bound by a single chord which I plucked, spilling sheaves, all their cadent, radiant content. I his rapture, I his pain, he mine. He said light hit the water like a cadenza that day, but his soul could not resist the shadows of the bridge, its counter melody. Now, as behind me each door slams, bolts, I only meet what beats in him, in the tremolo of my larynx, or the dark corridor of the keyboard.
Caithí gur shiúlta an balla seo na céta bhuaig. Is tú ag teart is a gimmart go mollachan chrice míneanjalaí. Éidir bhain tú is heabhail tú an bháin a díal tú le stéisiún na mónú I mí na conne.
O choci an saurú agus fuesín fér. Gus choci an delir glais a her wire in the grill. Choci mogrese le buenu and le agus bueli shikun sues le kui moye.
Inniu leanam rian da chas céimena go buirich ric, anil róm a círi léve fan hir a gwór. Ar a bheallan na bhála, jerim podger dit, is méid dal haar hanmálag, éit a miú an chua le clonstin tranóna sauri.
O a sog, a char medul in ran. Yen in shesugrule marun file. Niel a balle kuen bi danglu shenam. Na win mai janog yes lam.
Go tobam faim balú na féile go léidir san éir. Is móim go bhfuil tú ag siúil an bhealaí lam. Cáiscim éadrom leat. Is de lébre genta gud. Da bhhéalar de grim is uair an agianta agad.
O scarch na réir a ganin nyagam. Agus scarch meri she ganet taris go cham. She dur te her lam na roshiam. Nagarela she rare le shana wolgam.
Fork as significant other. A fork raises the game, and we're not just talking hares or pheasants, but all that hay tossed like your forebears knew how. The bravura implement, brandished at civil wars, rattled at the charge, subversive and putsch-ready. To downplay the intervention of forks is to resort to muck bare-handed, is to forget how snide and multiple are their points. Oh, perfect perforations. Oh, surpassing utensil, silver-plated, Dublin, circa 1870, idle in candlelight, unhasty on the uptake, biding on the table, a sleeping policeman with hump empirical until smitten by meat, or its derivatives. Not swift or out and out like the unsubtle knife, but smooth on the draw, a brown bear's claw mid-salmon. Can you honestly say you've never been blindsided by a fork? All hail Theophanu, Byzantine princess. She shocked with her fork history's first recorded culinary use, a golden double prong lifted salaciously to her mouth. Thanks to her, if chancing the day while packing a fork, all wrongs will be righted. Your henchman doing the slippery work, your pinioning buddy, your auxiliary nurse straddling the inoperable patient, your face refracted through the tines.
only as good as what he says to a dog when he has to get up out of bed in the middle of a wintry night because some damned dog has been barking. And he goes and opens the door in his vest and boxer shorts. And there on the pock-marked waste ground called a playing field out front, he finds the mutt with one paw raised in expectation and an expression that says, "Thank God. For a minute there I thought there was no one awake but me in this goddamned town."
Hello everyone, I hope you enjoyed those gorgeous films. I'm now about to announce the winner of this, our 8th poetry film competition. Again, my name is Paul Casey, I'm the director of Ó Bhéal and the Winter Warmer Festival, and I am delighted to announce that the winner of this year's competition is Noho Mai. The filmmakers were from New Zealand, Colombia and Spain, and they are Pata Maria Tunui, Waitahi Aniwaniwa McGee, Shania Bailey Edmonds, Jessie Anna Harris, Lilian Payares, and Charles Olsen. It's from New Zealand, Colombia, and Spain. And the poet was also one of the filmmakers, Pata Maria Tunui. The synopsis of the film symbolized in the bird's flight a group of Maori, Pakeha, and Colombian creatives explore life's journey, the longing to return to the nest, and the life-giving connection with our ancestors. So this was an absolutely beautiful film, a wonderful marriage of poetry and visuals and sound. And I'd like now to read the comments made by the second judge, Dareina Chinnéide, who started with a quote from the poem, "For you who live far from here, and for you who keep the home fires burning." And so, says Dareina, I was drawn into this beautifully filmed, beautiful soundscape, delivered with a natural ease. The first time I watched all the wonderful poetry films submitted to this competition. The sparse lines of the poem ran along the wind of the film with powerful imagery, strong but subtle. Neither the text nor the image in the frame collided, but fused together. The visual elements I was looking for were right there. The text of the poem was powering the vision in this beautiful language. I could not help but respond warmly to this film. It was a huge challenge to choose one overall winner in such a feast of poetry films, one which shone. This one did it for me. Congratulations to all. I leave you with another quote from the winning film Noho Mai. "Let the words of your ancestors be as feathers." Overall, I salute each and everyone involved in any way in creating all these superb entries. It was an honor and a pleasure to view them all during this strange time in all of our lives. Don't stop. Keep on creating. It brings joy. Gunairi Gogalliv Galer. And that's from Dareina Chinnéide from Kerry. So congratulations again to everyone. And we'll now show the winning film Noho Mai one more time.
E ngā manu nui, manuiti, I te ata hāpara aro atu rā. te hihi whero o te paitawhiti. I reira rire ai te kāroro. Inuhia te tai, ka mānu te pōkai. Ngā kāpua nui e pāroro ai. I reira rere ai te kairoro. Kai hororangi, ka hikina ngā parirau i te puna hau a tā whirirangi. Rere atu rā, ma te waiata aroha o tō iwi e kawe, ma te tirohanga o tō maunga e whakamanua nui. Rere atu rā, ma te kākara o tō moanai manaki, ma te kōrero o i tūpuna hei huruhuru. Hoki mai. E ngā manu o te ngāhere, i te awatea whaiā te iti kahurangi. I te atapō, tau mai anō. Ki te kāinga, te kōhanga, tukua, kia ngā taumanawa.